Alright guys, welcome to our first video in this training series. I am so excited to be able to bring this to you today, and whenever you are watching it, whenever you're checking it out, because there is a concept that I have been struggling with for quite some time. So my name is Jeffrey Bishop, and I'm a teacher here at Putnam City West High School. And while I obviously teach technology, you can kind of see behind me all the computers and everything that I've got going on, the big microphone in front of me. Anyway, there is a concept that I have been kind of struggling with for, all 10 years that I've been here. I've been here almost 10 years now. And that is that many of our students here at Putnam City West don't speak English as their native language. And because they don't speak English as their native language, some of them, literally almost fresh here, they struggle with the content and the information that I'm giving in class. We all know it takes easily 3 to 5 years to pick up and be mostly fluent in a new language. I particularly in general grew up as a son of a soldier and lived in Germany for a good chunk of my life. And as I lived in Germany for a chunk of my life, my mom's biggest concern was that they were going to have me go to a German high school. Unfortunately, that did not happen. I would have learned German so much more effectively, but I got the opportunity to go to an American high school, and so yeah, my German fluency is very, very, very minimal. So I can understand why it is that students kind of struggle in our class. And I frankly don't accept the excuse that in the modern day and age that language should be a barrier any longer. So I have been working for about 10 years to try and discover the technology that I'm going to bring to you guys today. It's all at your fingertips. It's all free. It's just a matter of making everything happen and getting everything in place for you. All right. With all that said, this series, once again, is all about us trying to make all of our content, all of our training materials accessible to every single one of our students. Let me go ahead and show you my webpage. So this right here is my webpage. My webpage is digitalfxbook.com. I have another webpage that I'm going to be replacing this thing with because it kind of screams the 90s. But if you guys were to get on my page, I go in and I create content for all of my students. I try to create original, fresh content for my students because textbooks simply can't keep up with technology, and there's no way that I can buy a textbook and hope for it to stay relevant. Usually by the time a textbook comes out, it's already outdated. So anyway, in my classes, I basically teach three classes. I teach video game design, which is called 3D motion graphics. I teach programming, and then I teach 3D modeling and rigging. One of the things that I've been doing in all of my content, if we go up just underneath, for example, my video game class, and then go to basically one of our first lessons, like this one right here, you'll notice that my training videos that I have in here, these are just a couple textures for my students to use. These are all my individual content videos that I have on the web page for my students, and hopefully a little bit of inspiration to do the assignment. All of these videos don't look the way that they used to look. If you'll notice, there's a big P up here in the corner. My YouTube channel, which is ParaTutor, I don't have a lot of subscribers because 98% of my content is all hidden from the audience, so I don't care to have any subscribers. This is generally for my students and my students only. And then you can see right down here it says watch on YouTube. Now, the fantastic thing about this is if I start to play this video, then I'll pause it before we get the background sounds and all that stuff like that. Any one of my students can come right down here and click on the settings gear, and you'll notice that I have 8 different sets of subtitles or closed captioning. Now understand, closed captioning is one of those things I just choose to not live my life without any longer. I mean, like, I absolutely adore closed captioning. I'm hard of hearing, hence the reason why I've got the headphones on. And not only am I hard of hearing, but like I don't catch all the subtle nuances of a lot of the stuff that happens in shows and entertainment and so on. So if you come up underneath subtitles, you'll see that the first one listed here is English. And so the fabulous thing about this is if you have a student, for example, I have a deaf student this year, that has difficulty hearing things, they can now read the words that are being spoken on the screen. I also have it in French, German, Italian, and you'll notice that I have it in a number of different versions of Spanish. I have Latin America, Mexico, United States, and then of course the English generated one that comes with the software. So the fantastic thing is if I go in and I click on Spanish, for example, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pause the music that's in the background. So if you hear it kind of fade out, you'll understand what's going on. And we're going to go ahead and play the video off the web page right now. You can tell that I like my music.
Linked at the top.
You'll see now if I fast forward just a touch, you can hear me in the background. You'll see that the closed captioning to everything that I'm saying is being translated. Let me go ahead and let it play.
You can tell that they are inherently a bunch of different shapes kind of built up over the top of each other.
So this is an actual training video for my students, and it's being translated through closed captioning into all of these different languages. Now you may ask, why'd you do in French, German, Italian, and then the 3 different forms of Spanish? And I would answer, because I went and I talked to some of our instructors that teach our foreign language classes, and I said, hey guys, I went and talked to one of our interpreters. I said, hey guys, what languages do we have here at the school? And they said, well, obviously we have Spanish, and we've had a couple French, German, and Italian foreign exchange students as well. And I'm like, that is fabulous, because guess what? I don't want my content to be at a loss for anybody in my class. And so with that being said, let me fire the music back up in the background. I have gone in and I'm trying to get each and every single one of my videos in such a format that they can hear me in English, because that helps them learn the language, and then simultaneously be able to read any word that they don't understand, or maybe I'm talking too fast, and they can read it in their own native language that they're the most comfortable in. Hopefully that teaches them to translate and to be able to learn fluency in our language in English, while giving them the cliff notes in their own native language. I think that's absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to be doing in this series, guys, is I want to show you how to take a basic video, and I still have videos on my webpage that are not in YouTube yet. In fact, I've been kind of saving them. You'll notice that this is the way my old videos look. There's no letter P up there in the corner. There's no watch it on YouTube, all this stuff like that. So anyway, we're going to take these 4 videos that are right here on this page, and we are going to run them through the paces, and I'm going to show you how to load all of your content into YouTube, then build a transcription for it, and then from there, go in and translate the transcription of it so that in a moment's notice, any of your students can pull up that closed captioning that's been translated, and they can access our materials as easily as everybody else in the class. In fact, better. So that's what this training video is all about. I hope you're excited about it, because it's actually only a simple 5-step process. It's not complex, it's not deep, it's really not even all that difficult. Like, frankly, it's going to be odd the first time that you do it, but it's not impossible by any stretch of the imagination. And to me, that's what makes it fantastic. Anybody, as long as you have content, can get access to and provide access for your students to all of your training materials. It's absolutely fantastic. All right, so with that said, let's head into video 1.